that a joint?
Hey traders, welcome to episode 676 of the show. Just another stream, right? It's another stream day. Thanks so much for being here. We're going to try to be here for the weekly candle close in 1 hour 52 minutes. See what happens. The price contraction, it continues. That price contraction has been going on really since the buying climax June 26th of this year, and it's been over 70 days, all right, of this correction we've been on. The correction, man, right here. Doesn't look like so much of a correction on the weekly, not yet anyway. And of course, most people think that Bitcoin's going to dump tremendously, terribly. But you know, you got to think something that's kind of going on the weekly. If you're noticing, you have a low here. Got a low here. You actually have a low here. This low is higher than this low. This low is higher than this low. And so, what is this, chat? Someone tell me what this is on the weekly. When you make a low, you make a higher low, you make a higher low, and every time you make lower levels of relative strength, what is that?
Bruh.
What is that, chat? I need to know. Because I just don't know what it is, man. Hey, Marco, man. What's up, all y'all? Yeah, I missed yesterday's stream. It was just a lot of college football, a lot of stuff going on socially for me, so it was just impossible to make it back. I was just, you know, I can't just go out and come back where I live. Like, you know, it's out of the way like crazy. So, yeah, man. Can't believe it. Can't believe we had 20,000 freaking subs, and it's all because of you, each and every one of you, and I'm very grateful. Okay. So, oh, there we go. Hidden bullish divergence. Exactly. No, that is not bearish divergence, Nathan Mantilla. No. It's divergence, but it's hidden. It's not classic, right? Classic divergence, hidden divergence, different, right? If you were making higher highs on price and lower levels relative strength, it's bearish divergence. But, you know, this is just kind of developing, and it's like just barely. But you got to be able to identify it. And if it doesn't play out okay, doesn't mean I'm not allowed to look at it, right? And say it's there. It looks like it's there anyway. unless I'm crazy. All right. So once more on the weekly, guess what's happening? You are holding above 10,000. Again, man, look, fell below it. You broke it last week. This week you came to back test it, and now you've rallied pretty well. The rally kind of started on the 29th or 30th of August, we could say, really when it began. Then, got us, got really close to 11,000, didn't quite touch it, sold off for a lot of this week, and now it's rallying again. So, very interesting. Let me go to the, hold on, I can go to the daily real quick. Excuse me. Just the Binance chart, whatever, I've been using that one lately. All right, so here's your daily. Again, just nothing, right? All you did was you fell below critical support, you rallied, kind of hit this resistance up here, hadn't been able to break. You sold off, but when you sold off, you back tested the critical support and bounced. All right, so you sprung and you're kind of back testing the spring here in a way, matching, these we were holding there before too, right? August. So that's definitely not bad. That's definitely not a bad thing. That price action, the way its response to this historical supports. All right, so the apex drawing nearer and nearer every single day. Eventually, we will wake up, or we'll be awake, and a huge red or green candle will appear, and it'll be like, oh my God, there's the volatility again. It's back. That's what's going to happen. All right, so just be ready for it. I mean, people call it a bull flag. I just call it a pennant. A weekly pennant, a daily symmetrical triangle. So neutral, and, if you remain neutral on these, there are ways to trade it. And we've talked about numerous times how one can trade triangles. All right, fading the top, longing the bottom, waiting for breakout, buying the back test on the upside breakout, shorting the back test on the bearish breakout. So, yeah, there are definitely ways to approach this triangle, but, again, it's neutral. And it's not like we're seeing a bullish Gartley develop on daily time scales with bullish divergence. It's not like that, right? It's definitely way more neutral. All right. If you remember, let's see. Probably can't remember it, dude. I went hardcore yesterday, man. Had a really, really good day of college football. Like, oh my God. Only one bet prevented me from becoming Midas again, like last week. It was just the USC bet. No big deal. They lost in overtime, though it was a very small position bet, so really not upset about it at all. All the major ones I had: Oklahoma State, Ohio State, Oklahoma themselves, Alabama, Florida, they all covered. And it was awesome, man. It was really good. Chance for alts. I mean, they all look ready to roll to the upside, but again, like, it won't matter if Bitcoin dumps. Like, I don't think so. If Bitcoin violently dumps out of this symmetrical triangle on the daily, I don't think alts have much of a chance. But, and that's just because of the way it's been historically, right? Now, in case if the meta changed or something like that, okay. But speaking of, altcoins, let's go to the second largest one, and it's called Ethereum, and it's continued to rally a little bit, right, from its breakout. Good. A little bit of fall through price action, and look, man, it's like you get these areas, the divergence is there, people take their positions, and the breakout occurs, and then people wait. It's swing trading. It's going to take a minute to get to these areas. I mean, the targets for this wedge breakout, $245 and $269. So we're just waiting for those targets to hit, and then profit taking can begin. And then we don't care after that. We just let something else develop, some other pattern. And maybe on the way up, before it hits those targets, it develops a bearish pattern or something, right? It ends up making a lower high in the previous side, and the bear trend continues. Or the new trend maybe continues. Or the uptrend afterwards, say you break previous 52-week highs and keep going. Always possible. But again, you got to have cooperation from Bitcoin, I think. Definitely just based on the fact that 70+% of the total crypto market cap is Bitcoin. That didn't used to be the case. That was not the case 3 to 5 months ago. It was much less. A lot more money was in altcoins then. Not anymore. All right. So you'd think, though, I mean, like, at some point, right, things start becoming so illiquid, it doesn't take near as much money to move the meter on these assets, right? Since there's much less people in it. So that, could be double-edged where it's good or bad, right? Jalen Hurts Connect, yeah, I was like out. I didn't even get to watch the game. I was just like, because I was like out at places doing things, meeting people. Really good. Good for the mental health, Oh, yeah, oil. Yeah. While he was talking about it, he had a small position, but he didn't see this coming. It was just, I think it was a technical reason maybe, but I think he said he lucked out a little bit, but again, it happens. We can look at it. This is a USO. This is just hold on. Just an asset, like I guess you just look at it, and yeah, what is let me find the article. I'm trying to read it to you. Holy crap. Yeah, what is it up to now? Oh, Brent is up 19%. Oh my God. Yeah, so before all this news and stuff broke out, all right, close was like $54 a barrel of crude, and now it is $61 a barrel. Holy crap. Oh my God. Yeah, it was the Saudi Arabia attack. Is that what it was? Let me find it. Yeah. Oh, it's not really helping. Dude, what is going on? So Saudi Arabia is shutting down about half of its oil output after apparently coordinated drone strikes hit Saudi production facilities. People familiar with that matter said in what Yemen's Houthi rebels described as one of their largest ever attacks inside the kingdom. The production shutdown amounts to a loss of about 5 million barrels a day. The people said roughly 5% of the world's daily production of crude oil. The kingdom produces 9.8 million barrels per day. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So that's what's up with.
Have 20k sats in celebration of your 20k subs.
Oh, thank you for the 20,000 Satoshis, Chris the Piss Man. Thank you, dude. Much love. Good stuff, though. Very, very good stuff. Let's look for it. Holy crap. So, yeah. Alright, I found it. This is what it looks like. Alright. My music stopped. Sorry. So, it was in that nice uptrend for a long time and then broke out, back tested, sold off, then double bottomed. Double bottom began to rally. It didn't look very good. Again, you had that contraction, a little bit of price contraction going on. And then just some sort of the news-driven event, the attack by the Houthi rebels have, shot this price up. Less ability to create supply means more demand inherently. So there you go. Got as high as 63.41. That's what's going on right now. This is the crude oil futures. Just opened recently. Reopened. Chris, that sent fast. Yeah, it's weird with Bitcoin. I think it's like if you send it from an exchange, it's really slow, and if you send it from maybe Coinbase or something, it's pretty fast. Can't remember. What's up, EA? It's in the EAs. or something. All right. So let's go to XRP, since we looked at, Ethereum and then oil futures. So there you go, man. Break to the upside, right? It held the support, held it, and then eventually just ran. And it's like really definitely like a sort, you could definitely call this like triple class B bullish divergence, classic divergence, because it was like you made a low, you made the same low, you made the same low again, and every time you made the same low, you made higher levels of relative strength. That's class B divergence. All right, it's not class A, which is you need to have a lower low, and that's your strongest form, class A, and then class B is this, and then class C is when you double bottom on your histogram with making a lower low. All right. So great stuff for XRP, I guess, but again, it's going nowhere. But you can't say, man, and I think Larley and me are definitely doing this. We like this, and yeah, I mean, it's like such a low risk here. What's wrong with just taking a small position on XRP, right, based on this lifespan chart? Okay. And it's like at like these crazy low levels, It's not like you're buying up here. You're not FOMOing of any sort. You're buying before it's cool, and you look at this chart and you're like, dang, man, we're right there. So it just might be worth it to see if this channel actually holds and we break to the upside, because the upside potential is pretty wild.
Bruh.
Congrats on 20k, Mitch.
YouTube 20 Kangs, man. Thanks for the nearly $6 of XRP. Speaking of XRP, thank you, dudes, for the themed contribution to our current analysis. Very cool. Much love. Wow. Yeah, man. And that just adds to that small position of why not? Who cares, right? Who freaking cares? And just remember, like, the divergence is there on the MACD, on the daily, all right? A low, the lower low, lower low, lower levels negative Momo, and now you're going sideways on the daily, right? So the 4 hour is nice on the divergence, and now I think the daily is starting to show some tail end RSI divergence. I mean, those are good things, man. This is like stuff you want. These are things you look for. These are things that occur before big moves to the upside happen. So, whatever. Make that what you will.
Bruh.
Congrats on 20k, Mitch Kings.
Dude, was that you, Marco, man? Dude, thanks so much for the $20 contribution, not a super chat. That means I get 100% up instead of 70%. Wow. Thank you, dudes. Really, really appreciate that. Holy crap. Ethereum in the jar. Yes, it was. It was you, man. Thank you, Marco. Whew. Yeah, y'all are amazing, man. So just keep your eye on it. Keep your eye on XRP, man. It's been doing nothing for a long time, and that's kind of can be good. It gets people off guard, and then people get so mad when they miss out. But it's like, hey, man, look, the FOMO happens. Like, oh, okay, do I buy now? And it's like, well, you only had like a whole year to buy, right, at like reasonable levels before this thing blasted off to higher prices. So, but anyway, you can't say that XRP has performed well this year, but that doesn't mean next year is going to be the exact same thing. All right, so Litecoin, dude, I don't know what's wrong with Litecoin. Every time I change, I go from log to linear. It always breaks, man. I don't get that. Makes no sense. So with Litecoin, very similar situation to Ethereum, similar situation to many altcoins like XRP that are showing daily bullish divergence on one oscillator or more, right? This one's no different. This one's at a very critical support from April 2019. It's showing the divergence on the oscillators, and it's broken to the upside. It was low as $62. Now it's at $70. So not much else has occurred. This thing's in a downtrend. It's not near. I mean, it's getting closer and closer, right, every day, but it's still got a ways to go before it gets out of that. Unlike Ethereum, that has broken its downsloping resistance, right, that we looked at just a little while ago. So yeah, man, not bad. So right now what you're doing is you're really struggling at resistance points, right, where all this chop is. You got to break that eventually, and it can happen probably with Bitcoin not getting destroyed. But you know how it is, like altcoins, they're kind of the kryptonite of altcoins is Bitcoin volatility. And as we've seen this year, to the upside or downside for Bitcoin can really hurt altcoins performance. Well, of course, still looking at Johnson & Johnson. Why not, man? That was a bullish Gartley. It was beautiful, dudes. I mean, like, what do you want, man? Like, what does one even want, right? Range-bound asset, and we'll call it a bullish range. Okay, bullish range because the price action was running up until you created this range. As you can see, you're near the lower parts of the range, but you can see the... Oh, sorry, it's not a Gartley. It's a cipher. Bullish cipher, my bad. The higher high is what makes it a cipher, not a Gartley. But yeah, 61% retrace. And right at that 786, or right around it, it looks like you begun to reverse, but you didn't technically hit it exactly, right? You got very close. You didn't, the 1272 is not even been hit. So you just kind of, of course, this could be it. And then you could probably have something like...
Happy 20k subs, man. Let's take a look at Pundi or BCN for the lol/memes. Show these youngins how not to invest.
Okay, man. We'll do it, dude. We'll do it. Look at this, man, right? It ended up... Thank you, dude. HG. Yeah, we'll look at it. One of them. All right. It'd be the bat. Bearish bat. Could also be in the works right now. And that would make plenty of sense if this is how it was to go, right? So the cipher maybe didn't hit the PCZ exactly, but the divergence was too strong, and that's maybe why you didn't hit it, right? You pretty much had it on the RSI as well, And so that happens, man. You get near the zone, near the PCZ, and then like the divergence can make you pop, and so maybe the new wave's beginning on Johnson & Johnson. Beautiful. Very cool. So what was it? Pundi Connect or something? Pundi, yeah. Dude, oh my god, Pundi, dude. Pundi's gonna do it. Pundi's so good. I don't even remember which one it was. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's just Binance. Okay. Kind of embarrassing going from Johnson & Johnson to Pundi, which is miserable, terrible asset, loser coin, straight up loser. All right, anyone trying to tell you Pundi's not a loser doesn't care about your money or you making money at all. All right, so here it is, man, your request. Yeah, you're showing some divergence, crazy, very illiquid asset, very illiquid. I mean, mother of God. What's the trading volume on this? Can anyone look that up for me and let me know? It's terrible. But again, daily is showing it, man. It's there. Marius, I don't know about bullish divergence on the sub count. I think normally when you get to 20k, you start showing bearish divergence, right? Of course, AID. I looked at Ethereum first, or sorry, second after Bitcoin. First altcoin, first asset after Bitcoin. So I'm gonna take a look at chat though, because I haven't really, not so much. Holy crap, man! A lot of chat today. What's up, Thomas Fitzgerald? Opium Fish. It's PCZ. Z as in Zorro or Zebra. PCZ. What is a hidden falling wedge? I don't think wedges can be hidden, dude. All right, they're there. Mob, you like the dancing parrot? Good, man. Thank you, dude.
You made it to 20k before BTC.
Bruh.
Yeah, we did it, man. We did it. You know, it was funny back like, a couple months ago when I was at 10K subs, it was like a battle. But now the battle has ceased. Bitcoin started correcting, and we kept going, man. We kept rolling. So yeah, Science Bunnies, thank you for the $5 contribution. Much love. Bat Connect. No, that was Ethereum Classic in the jar. Thank you, dude. What's up, Mike D's Fitness Journey? James Glenn's here, dude. Pennant seems a bit more reasonable over the flag on Bitcoin. Yeah, I just think it depends on the time scale. If you're looking at the weekly, it's a pennant. If you're looking at the daily, it's a symmetrical triangle, right? That's it. Do I bet NFL? No, not at all. I don't touch NFL. I don't like do it. I don't watch it really either. I just go all in college football every year. That's it. Congratulations, Mr. Lodick. What's up, Myron Gaines? Moon time? Moon or dump time, yeah. Moon or Earth time, I guess you would say. It's coming. Blockchain Cheeseburger. Greetings from Germany. Congrats on 20 subs. Thanks, man. 20K subs. Thank you, man. It's been a long journey. Really long journey. Lots of drama and intrigue along the way. It's been beautiful. Very, very grateful. Cardano, if you don't know, it really did break out. It broke the wedge and is holding on. And it does seem there's a possibility this is it. It is time. It is liftoff. This was an entry price for a trade for a week or 8 days or something, and it finally broke out. Get a log, sorry. It finally barely broke out. All right, it false breakout, and now it's out again. But I mean, it's like, when is the divergence going to play out? It's starting to try to play out right now. And we know if this is the bottom, lots of room to run to the upside. Lots of upside potential. I mean, this pattern is larger than your face. It started that first wave in December of 2018. This is almost a 1 year large pattern. All right, we're talking like, 9.5 months or something? Pretty wild. After a breakout of a disgusting downtrend it had been in. Right, once it broke it, it does that. That'll look at TripAdvisor. Same thing, it had a downtrend. It broke it and created that wave analysis XABCD. All right. So Cardano, and then on the tail end of this last wave, it formed the falling wedge pattern, the potential reversal falling wedge. You'll often see that exhaustion. Coincide that with the oscillators. Pretty decent. Pretty. I think there's like a higher probability that Cardano would break to the upside here versus more downside, just based on what's happened here. All right. Gold going up. What's up, Nutzel, man? Nutzel asked me, he's like, is this your last video ever? And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's all over. Get wrecked. Kristen, Bitcoin stagnant like every day. Okay. For the past while. Alright, so that's okay. We don't really care. Because there are other assets that you can trade. Bitcoin's not life. Okay. Bitcoin's just an asset like so many others. And we're here to trade and find setups. Kind of like ADA. Kind of like Ethereum. Kind of like Trip. Kind of like Activision. Kind of like Mini. Johnson & Johnson, right? What's up, Sammy Money? I don't know if I like this music. Get it out of here. Okay, thanks for the 450 people tuned in. If you're enjoying this live stream, you're enjoying the fact that our community hit 20,000 subs on YouTube, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Let's get a spike. Let's go, dude. Sunday, weekly candle close, 1 hour and 26 minutes. Are you ready? We'll see, James, man. We'll see. You never know. Nothing's certain, right? Of course, JF Airplane, we could obviously go lower on Litecoin. Always could. But you got to think about, why are we forming divergence so strongly on the daily at a critical support? Right? Why couldn't we retrace, make a lower high at those retrace levels, and then dump again to lower prices? You see what I'm saying? It's not like these corrections take time, and it's like you're going to have impulses, retrace, impulse, retrace, impulse, retrace. And how do we find those? How do we find out when retraces might occur? With divergence. with supports looking left, with Fibonacci, all together. Opium a little bit, like very rarely, because I'm not very learned on it, and it's way more risky. But you can apply those options to, you have to use your technical analysis to figure out the options. The little I've done, been successful because the overwhelming amount of coinciding variables. Like I bought a put on MasterCard once, and it was right before the whole market dumped. I guess I got lucky on that, but yeah, it got me in the money, and sold. I put and played out brilliantly. What happens? Yes, it won't love you back. That's right, Crypto Soldier. So don't love it. But you gotta love the technology. Like fundamentally, you gotta love like what Bitcoin is and what it stands for and why it was created, right? I mean, banks and the government collectively ruined things financially and economically for the world, a little over 10 years ago. And that was the birth and inception of Bitcoin. And it's never been hacked, not yet. It's decentralized, it's permissionless. If you have your money in Bitcoin, it's going to be really tough for that government to seize it from you, The banks can't seize it from you. It's a wonderful truth machine invention. Takes out all human error and corruption. Gotta love that about the Bitcoin. Trip had Dark Cloud cover, yes, it did. It had your name, absolutely. What I expect to break out, I don't ever expect breakouts, but you would say that it is drawing nearer and nearer, like within the next week or two. We'll see something. We'll see a big candle for sure. Kind of like soybeans. Soybeans is cool. Yeah, soybeans wasn't bad. Nice break. It was like China bought up, a lot of soybeans or whatever, and it had a really, really nice move. But just playing more into the harmonic, I think that's trying to develop here, and it could just be a bearish cipher, and a good short opportunity could be around $10. This is soybeans, right? It had this ice line, the support. It fell below it again. Looking at back tested it, kind of double bottomed off the back test, right? A spring and then a spring back test, and then you broke to the upside. Nice bullish convergence. Very nice. Just looking at commodities a little bit today, I think then you got corn that has already started taking off from when we identified this. It's beautiful. Wait, sorry, wrong corn. Give me a sec. Where the fuck is my corn, dude? Here we go. All right, so corn like range bound like crazy. Range bound since 2014. Nearing the bottom of the range, yet didn't touch the bottom, and there's probably a reason why. Think about it. There was
Big up XRP. Can you check out New Soil?
Yeah, Andy, thanks for the 23 XRP. Holy crap, man. XRP contribution hype today. Wow, man. Thank you, dude. Yeah, we can look at USO. We looked at it a little earlier. I looked at the futures, and it gapped up like almost $10. So, yeah, we'll look at it. Thank you, Andy, man. So the bat from, the beginning, right, the 886, it has engulfed in indecision, engulfing again, and finished the week with a nice green candle close, right? Not overbought, not even close, so plenty of room to run to the upside if market participants wanted to push this higher. Very, very nice. All right, so, you could just think about targets. One target could be up at like 404, right? Just because that's a resistance area, $3.95 to $400 or $4, and then you could be looking for kind of the top of the range, right? Maybe not going for C or A, but going for 435 or a little bit lower, because that's clearly a definite resistance spot. Go corn, divergence connect, look a low on price, a slightly lower low with positive momentum. That's a big green flag. You know, they say red flag's a green flag in this situation. And then you had the RSI divergence at the PCZ. Very, very good. That's what you look for, man. That's what you're looking for. Whew. Goodness. All right, so yeah, I mean, if you just really want to look at U.S. oil, WTI crude, again, it's up 60 to 60 bucks, 62 bucks. But you know, be reminded, it is in a downtrend. There is a clear bump and run trend line up here, a little bit higher, right? 68 bucks. If you're here right now, like 62 to $63, there's still a lot of adversity ahead of you, right? You know, if it continued to run, if it breaks this, man, this might be a nice long, right? It could rally for real. You might see 76, and then you might see 100. Wow, been a long time. Remember, this was the oil glut. Yeah, you were at crazy levels up here. And so nothing but lower highs, but now higher lows, right? Higher low here anyway. And so fundamentals sometimes definitely drive the market. A lot of times drives the market. So there you go, dude. Thanks for the XRP. No, I think there's a fundamental reason about corn. It's like not going well. It's like it's just not. Like, it's just like for crops or grains or something. What's up, Elixir Man? Brooklelinos are here. Nice. What's up, y'all? I don't know. It doesn't really mean anything. Just suits, man. Yeah, it's the future. Yeah, right, dude.
Yeah, man, it's the future.
Anyway, so, yeah. You know, looking at Link, kind of interesting. It's actually at a point, whatever. Hold on, let me go to the daily. Where is this? Do I have another chart? No, it's just the daily I'm looking at. So the daily on Link actually showing bullish divergence at a support. Finally at an area we said that it could get to, right? I mean, this was the first one, $2, and then the next one was like 150. And people like, couldn't believe it, man. It's like, really? I mean, that's like the next support. So here you are at this support, and you are showing from a low to a slightly lower low, almost inexistent negative momentum. So I do think that there is potential for upside here. What's going on? Is it broken? No, I'm just looking at it in log. Okay. It looks pretty freaking nice in log. All right, pretty clean. So, I mean, you were at 480. So you lost over half your value in a very short period of time. Exponential losses. Exponential gains for sure. So we'll see the divergence plays out on Link, man, at a critical support after being sold off incessantly since late June. Right, 70 days of selling on Link after a tremendous run. Where will it stop selling? All right, you'd think that maybe with this kind of divergence, and even before, right, this low, look at the spike in negative Momo. You could connect this low to this low too, and show like even more divergence. Okay, so it's just getting to a point where the negative histogram wicks are almost like completely neutral on, you know, the slightly lower low at the support. So could get a bounce here on Link. Elixir's plowing down soybean buildings, wind farms with the crane in Iowa. Fantastic. Say hello to the Iowa Jesus people up there. Dan and Melissa. What's up, JD? Disco Chuck, I'm glad you like it, man. Come on, little parrot buddy. What do I think about ZRX with all the good news about DeFi and being listed on NASDAQ? Well, I don't know. It's just an S coin. It's just stuff. It's just talk. If anything, it would just like go up and then go down again, probably. I don't know, man. It's just really because the whole altcoin market looks ready to break to the upside. Like Ethereum already has begun a little bit, and some haven't, but they all are kind of trying to show that bullish divergence. Dash is one. Magnus RA, if you want to contribute to the stream, the link is in the description below, right? Stream Elements, or OneUpCoin if you want to tip in crypto. But I took off Super Chat because they take 30% of the tip, and yeah, I just don't like what YouTube's doing, constantly making these weird, stupid changes, and it's just not helping me. It's like what am I getting out of them taking 30% of the tips you give to me? So JB, roll tide, man. Good game yesterday. So Bat. Bat, love it, man. Freaking love it, dude. Seriously, man. Bat is at I think a low risk area, very close to an 88% retrace from the previous low to high. Right, 886, it broke out of a downtrend it was in for a long time and is just back testing. It's back testing the channel that it was in as support still. So while you're doing that, while you're making these lower lows, you're showing bullish divergence on both oscillators. And now with a low and a slightly lower low, you're showing positive momentum, which is probably even better than Class A bullish divergence, man. It's like all out of whack. So yes, low risk areas, not exactly touch the PCZ, which is literally at like 15.406 cents, but my God, so close to it. And it's a very, very good looking pattern, man. Very good. Not only that, it's also near the very, very critical support that, you know, it looks like you've respected very well throughout the life cycle of BAT. So a bullish BAT on the daily on BAT to the US dollar. Wonderful. Here's your BAT, man. Well, MB, it's more so like it's an asset that you know, you're literally going the opposite of the fanboys, the moon boys, right? You're literally being on the other scale of crazy, right? The way you talk about XRP, it's like just an inanimate object. It's an asset. Doesn't care about you, okay? Doesn't care about the moon boys, and has done nothing all year. And we just showed you a technical reason why it might break to the upside, and who cares? Low risk opportunity, probably. All right, so 26 cents is kind of like its mean. It's like where it always runs back to. So we'll see if it holds. If not, no big deal. But again, there is upside potential. It'd be like talking about going long on something when it's at when it's just been killing it, and like Link, you know, that went up exponentially. It's like trying to talk about how great Link is when it's, you know, just a crypto, okay, that's really high, and people buying into Link because it's high. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like we just showed you on the chart, it looks very similar to what it did after its like first pop ever. It went it like dumped and then went sideways for like a year. So whatever. That's right, YouTube is a shell of its former self. Well, all the people that they've banned now and have demonetized, the ones that built YouTube, they've now pushed them out, and now the media corporations are now deeply entrenched within YouTube, right? I mean, they're adapting because they knew that their ratings suck on cable. No one wants to watch their crap anymore, so they're going to try to put their crap in your face because you moved from cable to YouTube, and so they know that, and they're going to do everything they can to maintain their power, right? And they're going to keep trying to make that money. Oh, it's log scale. That's why. Yep. What about TRXC? All right, find out what it means to me. Yep, definitely was price, downsloping price contraction. It hit support back here. Showed triple MACD bullish divergence, and since we talked about it, I think it's up like 5 to 8% now. It's not very liquid. It's over a million volume per day. But again, it was just, whatever. Could have gone lower, but yeah, hit a support. When you hit a support with something like this, with triple MACD bullish divergence, it's pretty decent. It's not too bad. So yeah, it's up for sure. Yeah, stocks. Let's see the futures. Yeah, futures gapped down. Certainly gapped down. It's okay. It's right below 3,000. As you can see, you closed the week up here. It looked kind of bearish, right? Bearish inside bar. It's like almost tweezer tops, in a way. Rejection, a second rejection, and then again you closed within the previous candle, and that's a bearish Harami. And so from there, you again gap down. You were as low as 29.87. You've rallied to this point, nearly back to 3,000. Wonder if that gap will fill. Nice ascending triangle breakout. Larley brought up the square up last week, and yep. Well, it was early in the week when he brought it up, and it's like we finally hit it throughout the week. I mean, at the end of the week we hit it, but you get what I'm saying. So very, very close, man, to all-time highs. Didn't quite get there, did you? Not yet. Maybe soon. I mean, that's very strong. Holding and rallying like that's pretty good, man. But think about it. How we had just been stuck. Unable to really make real all-time highs and hold on to those all-time highs for long, right? January 2018. September, October 2018, May, April 2019. Here we are, July of 2019. Here are once more September 2019. Really, really trying to break, but just I don't know, man. Look, it's like you're running up like this, right? And then it's like volume, less volume on the run up, right? Receding volume somewhat. Normally you want to build volume if you're rallying, if you're making higher highs. That's right, M-Stone. We looked at it twice in this stream already. Thought I was going to be doing gaming on Twitch based on what? Your dreams? Who said I was ever going to be doing gaming on Twitch, man? I mean, besides the satirical, oh, I'm going to go play Fortnite, man. Might as well. What's up, Clem Baker? LSD Billy, thanks. Appreciate it a lot. I doubt they will ban crypto channels. Okay. But that's okay. Thanks to the 450 people tuned in. Join the live stream, that like button, that bell, that sub. Just trying to run out the clock, man. I don't know. Just an hour and 6 minutes to go. Don't even know if I'll make it. It's just a 20,000 sub stream. It's like my first stream since hitting 20K. I just want to look back in Activision, how it has been so perfect and what it's done. It's finally hit the golden zone. Oh man, I'm struggling, dude. So yeah, I hit that 382, 57.10. That was the target. That was the beginning of it, man. So this is where it should retrace to in time, especially with the Momo shift, with the higher lows, with the bullish cipher that ushered it all in. Yep, since that PCZ, 41 bucks, 56 bucks, man. That's wonderful. And you know, it does seem like if it does pull back, it could sell off and come right back down to maybe 52.68. Could come down to 51.43. There's a gap fill down there. Could backtest the 236 area before running again if it was going to go to higher prices. Or of course, if the macro is insane, it could just run up to the 50% retrace. I think that's the best target for profit taking because it's a gap fill, right? 62.35. That's perfect. I mean, from the high to low, right there on the dot. Beautiful. Let's go for 21,000 subs. Yeah, it'll, dude. For me to gain 1,000 subs now, it takes like a month and a half per 1,000 subs. So. Oh my God. It's gonna, I mean, since there's nothing much else to do, might just scan or something. Pattern. I'm confused. What's going on? Where's the pattern? Oh, there we go. God. All right. We're good. Wow. Let's see. Sorry, man, I'm scanning. This is like what I would be doing off stream. So again, it's like, deal with it. You don't have to watch. I'm just looking for opportunities. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this. Wow. Yeah, a little late on that one. Yeah, a little late. Kohl's Corporation. Oh my God, you want to see, like, first off, the 4-hour divergence is incredible, right? Wow, talk about Head and Shoulders triple. Oh my God, dude, insane. So let's see this asset, Kohl's. It's like double bottom, lower low double bottom. So if it ever breaks above 54.81, might have a very nice run to the upside. Also, this looks like X, A, B, C, D, right? Cipher-ish. And since it's kind of in a downtrend, you think that maybe that might be a good shorting opportunity. See, it's not deep enough of a retrace even. It's like a 29% retrace, so it's not even a real harmonic. Okay. That's not really what you want to see. Probably gonna have to Fibonacci from the, or channel from the bottom side. Kind of like that. Okay, So just in a clear downtrend. If it was a double bottom and it was to break out, how you could target for this is pretty simple on Coles. Remember, it's in a downtrend, so look, you know, if it breaks out ever, you know, the measure move could bring it all the way up. What's up, Praven? Thanks for the sub, dude. Could bring it all the way up to the top of the channel. Spodaby, why did you resub? Did you unsub to resub? Thanks, dude, I guess. Right. It's Coles. All right. Not that great. Let's see. Oh, Neo's good. Yeah, already looked at Neo. We know that one was a double bottom. Tinaco. Alright. I think I already looked at Tinaco. I don't know what you consider that double bottom. What a beat down, though. Wow, look at that, man. Look from that major low all the way to high. Oh my god, look what... You can talk about value areas. Welcome to it, man. Welcome to an 88% retrace. And when you were down here, Jesus, look at the divergence that was happening. Really on both oscillators, but how clear it was in the RSI. I mean, that's the exact same thing we looked at on another asset that was been performing brilliantly since it hit that 88% retrace. Wow. You can almost talk about it being an X. Nah, see, I think it's too close. The peaks are too close together to be a valid harmonic, but you could imagine X, A, B, C, D, 886. Brilliant. So bouncing. But, you know, clear downtrend. Right? How will we even anchor this, right? The angle of descent is so steep, it's so nasty. Seems pretty good right there. Right, where you had 1 and 2 and 3 on the top, just 1 and 2 on the bottom here, and you got the heartline touches, 75 touch, 25 touches, 25 touch here, right? You broke the heartline, you're rallying to the next trend line of the equidistant channel. Look, support resistance. This is beautiful equidistant channel on Tinaco, but this is just to help you understand that 88.6, man, 786. Those are value areas on assets that have gotten beaten down like crazy. Spencer, I'm certainly not looking at random assets. I mean, I guess you could say they're random. Roger Moore, thanks for the sub, man.
Is that a joint?
Hey Mitch, would you mind looking at MTI? Thanks.
No, I would not mind. Thanks, dude, for the 420 contribution, man. So MoneyGram, there you go, man. Down like 7.65% on Friday. Was very overbought. Remember, it was at 88 or so. It had hit the measured move of just the range, right? The range you were in, you broke it, and it was around 586. Bearish Harami, large rejection wick, and then follow through price action. Look at the volume involved. Even more volume right on selling. So hey, when you're that overbought, it makes sense to sell off. And I don't know if this is over yet. It's only just hit beyond the 236. So you'd think in time, even with a sell-off where it could come all the way back down to 375 for a back test, that might be a decent long low risk opportunity if it ever did that. The back test, you see that all the time. But eventually in time, you would expect, not even expect, but you would think that commonly, most assets, when they do begin a retrace, they go between a 38% and 62% retrace. So 774 to 1161 in time, but that could take a month or two, right, to get up to those levels. I mean, because if you just look back, the last, things have been in a downtrend. It sucks, right? Real nasty downtrend. But, last time it had a crazy downsloping structure before. From its previous high to low, it rallied 61.8% of the way before reversing to the downside once more. So you'd think that there's always a chance that we'd see higher prices on MoneyGram in time. But it's just like when you get so nuclear on the RSI, you have to reset your oscillators. And resetting your oscillators often means you must flag, consolidate after your impulse. What happens after your impulse? Pattern development. Impulse. Pattern development. Impulse. Right? So more upside potential on MoneyGram, but you might continue selling off. You might consolidate for a while before you run again. This run has been wonderful, really turned back around July 18th. It's been going up ever since. It's pretty good. Over a month. Yeah, I mean, you start building a watch list of assets over a long period of time, and it keeps building and building, and you just spacebar, and keep rolling through them. But yeah, like finding new ones, you just use scanners. And speaking of one that is pretty awesome, is Walgreens. Walgreens Boot Alliance Incorporated. It's a really nice double bottom. Well, potential double bottom. It broke out, and then immediately after breaking out, it bearishly engulfed and is back inside, right? So, not doing what you would think it would. That's okay. I mean, it probably overbought. It was overbought, I guess. But look at the divergence involved in the slightly lower low. That is what dreams are made of. Chat. Dreams are made of bullish divergence with slightly lower lows after, selling off a tremendous amount. Right? You probably had a 50%, 60% retrace from that previous low to high. Yeah, you fell below the 618 and now you're trying to break back above it. Interesting. Very interesting. So not the deepest, but, at those areas, you find these patterns, there's still value, right? It's like you had a downsloping channel and you broke out. Now you're trying to get back in or something. Right? Yeah, like that. Yeah, so you're getting back inside the downsloping structure, it seems like, or trying to. But either way, keep your eye on the prize. That just for a simple trade. Normally you want to look for them when they're developing here. You normally have a few days. And you can start seeing and identifying the divergence, and then you can take those longs and just have a stop below, the previous low. And a lot of times it'll break to the upside, and it'll hit the top of the neckline of the potential pattern, and that is where people take profit often, if they're able to get in down here. All right. So it's like if the trade fails, they take profit, and it's like if the trade, really failed and started selling at the lower prices, then guess what? On a failed trade, money was made. On Walgreens Boot Alliance. Okay. Well, very interesting. I'm just looking at ACWI. It's just it's like an ETF, financial, 2 million volume, and it just looks like it's the Russell 2000 or something, right? It looks very similar. Probably, I think it is a variable of that, or just a deviation of it. And it's at the top of a range, right? Holy crap, it's a bullish range in a way. Because the impulse brought you to create the range. So this is very interesting, right? Where you're at this point. I mean, these are low risk areas for shorts. Really are. Overbought, yet no real bearish divergence. Not really.
Is that a joint?
Congratulations on 20k subs, Mitch. I couldn't be happier for you.
Lunsovas, man, thanks for the 420 contribution. Really appreciate it, man. And thank you for watching and all the support over all this time, okay? Thank you, dude. Thank all of you. Amazing. Why is the stream so blurry, Jeff? Because you have it on blurry. I don't know. 480. I'm 1080p, 60 FPS. Make sure your settings are right. Or your internet. Make sure your internet's good. Thanks, Crypto Geezer, man. Remember Crypto Geezer and Crypto Granny? I wonder what happened to Crypto Granny. Anyone check on her? Make sure she's okay?
Bruh.
Okay. So potential, right? I mean, this is a decent shorting opportunity, even though you don't have the variables that you want, which is like extreme divergence or something, right? You don't have that. It's just like you think about the lower risk, you know, taking along it's high risk up here, right? Just because it's such a strong resistance. But breaking it, you could rally all the way up to 77.56. Remember rule of three? I mean, like just mathematically, the after hitting resistance or support for the third time, you mathematically have an increased chance of breaking it, a range that you've created to the upside or downside. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Third time's a charm. See what happens. Tomcat, thanks, man. 420 viewers.
Is that a joint?
No, Pablo, that's not true at all. Not true at all. They took a lot more than YouTube did. It was untenable, dude. Completely. Mikey Potts, thanks, man. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Super chill stream. 48 minutes till your weekly close. Trying to stick around for that. All right. Wow. Pretty nice. Interesting. Very interesting what's going on with just golds. Gold right now, you know, in that channel. It hit the bottom of the channel and it's holding, and it's now trying to bullishly engulf. All right, so gold's actually up a little bit today. And again, just add that demand line, right? You got a supply line up here. You got the demand line on the bottom, right? So, yeah, this thing hit a 62% retrace and then pulled back. You know, I mean, talking about like all-time highs to the low, it hit a 62% retrace, I think. Maybe, yeah, I used to have them up, but like now, since we started selling off, it's like prudent, or it actually just makes sense, and it's relative to fit from your previous low to high, and we only hit a 23% retrace, so a very, very shallow retrace on golds. You know, they're the deeper retraces between 1376 and 1444. So if you begin to rally again at a 236 from just your previous low to high, that is extreme amounts of demand for an asset. And it's the same thing if you were selling off and you only hit a 236 and then you begin to sell off again to lower prices. That just shows how little demand you had, how high the demand is, right? If it began to rally again and stayed inside this velocity trend, okay. But either way, measure move of the complex slanted inverse head and shoulders that is confirmed on the neckline break is all the way up at 1650. Some analysts think that gold could hit all-time highs on the breakout of this extremely large pattern that started developing in 2013 and didn't break out until a little bit earlier this year, June of 2019. Wow, gold, man, doing things. There's the moon. There it is. mean, do you really think that this is worth looking at, dude? Really? Waves? Why? It's at like all-time lows. It's even lower than the flash crash it had way back in July 2018. I mean, that's awful. Like, what is so great about this? I get it, it's selling off. The angle of descent's not as bad either. But dude, it's so illiquid now. I mean, how much volume is traded? I mean, can someone tell me how much volume is on this crap? Waves? Yeah, sure. Okay, it broke to the upside. Who cares? Yeah, up 4%. Now what, dude? What do you think? It's going to keep going? It'll probably just run up, make a lower high, and then dump again to lower prices. Like, who cares? I don't even know where to begin. Look at this stupid crap, man. Like, how am I even supposed to plot this? What, omit this and just act like it didn't happen? I don't know, man. It's serious S-coin stuff, man. Okay, like, dude, I don't know, man. No thanks. I'm never gonna trade this crap. Good luck if you want to. Good luck spending your, choosing to trade something. Yeah, it had divergence. Okay, it's the Bitcoin pair market. It's like dying. It was created and screwed a bunch of people out of their money, and now it's like this now. Right? Killed everyone in the FOMO and has just continued to dump like a loser. Congratulations. No one cares about waves. I don't care where it goes. Right? There's just too many other assets that are way more liquid that can provide us with way better potential trades than this crap. Okay. Do I like sailing? I don't really go sailing. I don't think I've ever sailed, literally gone sailboating before. So I don't know. I probably would like it as long as there was Dramamine on the boat. Okay. Thanks, Tiger Roll. Thanks, Pablo, man. You've been around for a long time, dude. Really appreciate it. All right. Anyway. What we're looking at. Oh yeah, you had Cisco. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it hit all-time highs to on Friday, and so there are multiple ways. Think about the previous low to high. You're at a 1272 now, and you're overbought, so it could reverse here. But then again, you got to think about, you could also fib from this high to low. And, there's the 1272 is up here at $80. So, but from the, you're going to go from the previous one first and know that Cisco has definitely hit the one that's most relevant 1272. And it's overbought. So that means like a higher likelihood this thing could pull back and at least back test $75 again. All right. Huge uptrend. Been an uptrend a long, long time. Party City, crazy, man. It had the breakout early in the week and is down nearly 4% on the close of the week, the last daily candle of the week. All right, so that's okay. Maybe a back test. It could just keep selling off and eventually maybe make a double bottom, outside of this wedge. But in time, the measured move is up at like 920. So there's definitely upside potential on Party City on a breakout of a wedge. All right. Oh, I bet sailing is peaceful, man. Yeah, I'm sure I would. What's up, Allison Wagner? Thanks for the congratulations. Really appreciate it. Oh man, one of the best, right? This is the one I love. All right, because it was a 886 retrace, WRK Westrock Company. double bottom at the 886 deep. I mean, that's high levels of value down there. And so not only were you double bottoming at an 886, you were also showing Class B divergence, coinciding variables. Nice. And so stupendous run since we first brought this up, and it actually broke out of the potential pattern. Has now become a confirmed double bottom, breaking that neckline, and is still out. So we'll see if there's follow through price action. Not quite overbought yet, but getting close. Very bullish on the RSI now, 66. Very good on WRK. Measured move of the patterns all the way up around $45. Wow. Here's another one. It was brilliant, beautiful, beautiful. Up so much since we first brought this up, right? From the low to high, golden mean ratio, 1618. Not once, but twice. Right on that slightly higher low. Higher levels relative strength, not divergence, just more so convergence. But it's so close to being double bottom that it is bullish either way. And then you had tail end bullish divergence where you made lows, lower lows, lowest lows at higher levels, or sorry, lower levels of negative Momo every time. So this is just continue to run. It's not confirmed until it breaks above $3.99, $4. But if it can, and the double bottom, potential double bottom played out, 542 is the measure move of the pattern. So very interesting, right? So no control. Brad Zabik, thanks, man. Thank you for support and the kind words. All right. Thanks for watching. Yeah, no control. We did. We controlled everything. We've talked about a lot in this stream already, and I've been live for 1 hour and 20 minutes. There's a lot of stuff you can go over in that period of time if you concentrate and focus, which we have. Definitely. And if you want, we can, since it's like I'm an hour in, we can just go back over Bitcoin, right? For people that missed it, even though you can just rewind. Well, you know, you're still in the downtrend, you're still in the correction, but guess what's crazy? You're getting closer and closer to it to test again. Every time you hit it, you fail, you sell off to lower prices. But something's kind of happened where you've stopped making lower lows and you're making slightly higher lows. Very good. Okay, so that's your 4 hour. I mean, we still got the idea, the potential cipher. I mean, look, man, 78% retrace after you formed XABC when you went to D, 786. Same thing here. When you created XABC, you went to 786 for D. And of course, it may not happen this time, but hey, we're plotting it like we did here and here. It played out brilliantly here. It was like those were like the last words I left to you that night. Remember, if this pattern's to play out, this is it, dude. This is where the sell-off will begin, and it was perfect, man. All right, so here we are. It's a little different situation here, right? Because the way you had it, I mean, you had not created a channel yet. You only had the cipher to go off of. Now we have down-sloping resistance trend lines to go off of. So when it ran up here and hit the 786, it should have gone to the 886, but that is what stopped it, the down-sloping resistance. And so here we are. This pattern may never get to its PCZ because of the down-sloping resistance, right? Market participants want this to continue its downtrend. It could hit this and then sell off to lower lows. Or it could break it and backtest it, and then the bull trend could continue. But, you know, on the daily, we are working on finishing up the contraction of what could just be considered pretty much a symmetrical triangle. On the weekly, it looks like a pennant. Music ended, man. Hold on. All right, and just reiterating what was said earlier, I really, really like the price action you're getting, because if you look left, well, we tried to hold it, we couldn't, we sold off, but then immediately got bought up and pushed right back up, hit this resistance around 11,000, sold off again, and when we sold off recently, we have back tested, we sprung to the upside, and we back tested the spring, the support, the critical historical support from May of 2018, and we're above it now. I think that is really good. I think that's a bullish sign, but there you go, man. You're not making higher highs yet. You're continuously making those lower highs. So again, in time, the next week or two, you'll probably wake up or be awake, and your alerts will start going off, and volatility will return to this market because the volatility has really kind of gone away for the past 70 plus days. All right. Is a cipher bullish? There are bullish ciphers and bearish ciphers. Depends where it all starts. And what happens normally at those PCZs at the end of them, that is called when it hits the D or the end pattern completion zone, is where you reverse your price action. And they're reliable, some of the most reliable patterns that exist on the planet for trading is harmony. So we are House Harmonic, man. No, Carlos, you're gonna have to get your own Bitcoins, okay? And what was discussed a little bit after that is this. I don't know what chart it's on. Maybe this one. I don't remember. It was Bitfinex, I think. Okay, so, and this may not ever play out, but at least it's being noted. Okay, we're identifying something, and it's very technical, and it's like you got to look to the candle closes, look a low on price. All right, you're 65 on the RSI, you made a higher low on price. You were at 60 on the RSI, you made a slightly higher low on the weekly, I-72, and your RSI when you did that went down to 57. So you have triple RSI hidden bullish divergence that's going on right now. That is real. That is not a joke and is identifiable. You can see it. Well, considering House Targaryen is extinct, House Harmonic will win, probably, right? Like, we'll show up and no one from House Targaryen will be there, Darren. It only spiked because of the attacks? Okay, we'll tell people that own positions in oil that they only made money because of an event. Okay, well, good for them. They still made the money. It didn't make them not make money just because it was a news-driven catalyst. Helpful Canuck, I've already looked at gold, so no. And you didn't even say please. All right. So, I don't take demands. Sure thing. Amara. Thank you, dudes. What's up, Crypto Soldier? Thanks, man. So that's like the reiteration of the Bitcoin analysis, right? Looking at the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly. If you want, we can look at the 60-minute. Whatever, dude. I mean, the wedge played out. Yeah, that wedge played out on the divergence. And it's continued to rally. It just made a lower high, technically. And so, yeah, it could go higher. You're in that range now where at any time if it sells off again, then maybe C is confirmed. We haven't confirmed that. So, could rally all the way up to 10.7. I was thinking maybe 10.7 could be an area just because there's a resistance there. Clearly seeing up thrusts. And that's just like part of the range, because I think you're in a $1,500 range right now between 9,500 and 11K. And so if it ran up, it could make sense. But, it could go all the way to 886. Before, if it goes any higher, it's invalid. But of course, it could go higher and become a cipher at 113% up there. But again, we're just spitballing about what could be coming. 61% retrace. That's why we plot it. It's like, hey man, if you're showing bullish divergence at a 61.8% retrace and you're showing that wedge, that's coinciding variables. That would say there's a higher probability maybe you break to the upside first before selling off again. Sure thing. Oban, man, well, just rewind the stream, dudes. Talked about it multiple times now on Bitcoin, what triangle it is. Where's the Navy? Anyone in the Navy here? Then we could have all the branches. I think we have someone in the Coast Guard too. But I know that it's not exactly the same. But other people would say, I don't know. I think everyone for their service. Doesn't matter what branch it is. Upthrusts aren't good though. Upthrusts are described as false breakouts of like resistance. Okay, they're upthrusts, and the inverse of an upthrust is a spring. Like this was a spring, right? You created a support, you fell below it, then you sprung to the upside, and then you back tested the spring twice before running again. Spring, upthrust. All right. All right, my friend's coming to pick me up. We're gonna get some food. I left my car over at his place. Ubered back to mine last night. Sorry. It's the largest spike in oil ever, according to sources. That's so crazy, man. Double top on 60 minute. I don't know, man. Almost looks like an ascending triangle in a way, doesn't it? It's just such a small pattern. It could go, or symmetrical triangle. It could go either way, man. Again, it's just not like, you know, it's not even a good area. It's not at a range that's that great for taking a long or short. Look, if you're in a $1,500 range and you're near the middle of it, that's like dead zone. That's like, again, I mean, this is why we look at all these other stocks and assets, because, I mean, look at the alts. Even alts are in a better trading position than Bitcoin. Middle of a range on the 60 minute. All right. You are the black and red sheep, James Glenn. Oh, I jumped from 50 to 63 or 64, not 70. Unless it's gone up even more. Yeah, there you go. High Desert Garden, you got it, man. Yeah, he thinks it's like just kind of looks like an ascending triangle in 60 minutes. And if it rallied, you know, it could run up to again like that resistance 10,700. All right, but I think this is just so cool that you're getting the hidden bullish divergence on the weekly, and on the weekly this candle this week, look, same thing on the daily, right? You broke back above this area, and then you back tested it, and you begun to rally, and you're closing just kind of indecision, all right, but above critical supports, not below. All right, so just getting closer and closer to the big move, whether it's the upside or downside. But just look how close we are to the geometrical resistance, right? This is where the Momo could shift if we could ever break it. It's only at like 10,500 now, man. All right, y'all. So I'm not going to make it to the end of the weekly. Okay, there's like 26 minutes left. I'm just going to go do something. All right, go get some dinner and relax for a little while. So I'll be back later. But thanks so much for joining me on the 20,000 sub channel stream. It is the only one I'll ever have, really, right? I mean, I might have the same thumbnail tonight, but this was it, dude. This is the first content I've created since hitting 20,000 subs, and I can't be more grateful for each and every one of you. Y'all are amazing. All right, so I'll just be back. Thanks for the contributions, everything. So until next time. Respect the T.A.
since Fanbear Pig could be in this area.
My name is JP. I'm a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
XRP going to the moon. Yeah.
Adios, turd nuggets.